that I wanted was a house on Spring Garden.
And that's in Philly. Yeah.
That's
And
all
what's Spring Garden like? What is that?
3-4 story homes. They have white marble steps with wrought iron banisters, tall ceilings with very intricate crown molding and hardwood floors. I mean, dream. I would walk by there real slow, hoping that somebody would have their window or their door open so I could take a peek.
Yes.
That's not what I come from. But I wanted it. That's all I wanted. That was it. And I was going to sit on the steps with my cat, and I was going to drink coffee with my legs crossed. That was the dream.
Yes.
My crown molding is so beautiful. It's
That song, Pressha, what a song for your first single in 13 years. It comes from such a personal place, and I just want to know the inspiration behind it.
Pressure was one of the last songs that I got. I've been collecting music from producers for quite some time in order to make this album. And I heard it. And I love the dissonance in the chords. I love that it felt sexy but dark. And as soon as I heard it, I wanted to tell a story that matched the energy.
So slow down a minute. When you say you received the song, was it the melody and the music itself, and you wrote the words?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the chords. The chords felt so dark and haunting. But the music felt very sexy as well. Like, what is that? It's given, what is this energy? And I put paper to pen, and those are the first things that came out. I wanted you to be mine in the daytime as well as the night. Oh, this is someone who is desired but not claimed. And I like that idea because I know that there are people who didn't choose my beloved Beyonce. There are people who passed, on Tyler the Creator. It spans for everyone. It's not specifically just for someone who is plus size or who's brown skin or who has freckles or, is bow-legged. It's the fact that you could be all of what you are and someone would pass on it, desire you privately. But because society says that someone has to look a certain way or be a certain way or that you want to gain favor by having someone who looks a certain way on your arm. I've seen it a lot, and it's always disturbed me, quite frankly, that you're not even choosing what you actually like.
There's a widely circulated essay from a writer named Jasmine Canick who said that Pressha lands as a recognition for grown women. And she used that term specifically. And I want to read an excerpt. She writes, "What Jill Scott offers in Pressha is something rare. She names the weight grown women carry quietly, the pressure to be everything, hold everything, absorb everything, and will still make it look graceful. She understands that what it feels like to realize you weren't rejected because you lacked value, but because your fullness didn't fit someone else's image."
Word. Absolutely. Well done. Well said.
How does that feel to start with something that's so rough and raw, and then you create this piece of work with an intention, and then your intention is received?
It's overwhelming. It really is overwhelming. I know what I meant. I know how much I wanted the album to reach people in a real way. So much that we've been discussing in music has been very surface, in my opinion. I listen to my grandmother's music. I listen to my mother's music. I make sure that my son listens to all of this music. And the songs that matter to us, in my opinion, the most, they register via the words, via the inflection from the soul. Mm-hmm. And it's timeless. I mean, that's the goal, isn't it? To create something that has longevity, that has spirit, that you can share with your family, with your friends, and it reach a very real place. So I'm overwhelmed. I wanted it so bad. And I worked so hard for it. I pined over every line, every word, every inflection.
When you say you wanted it so bad, I mean, the thing that the headline of this record, this album, was "It's been 10 years. It's been a whole decade."
Yes.
And you've been gone living life and doing your own thing. And when you say you've been pining it, you've been wanting it, what do you mean? Was that break intentional? Or was it also a mix of you just trying to find your way back in some way to get to that thing that you're talking about?
Let me grab a little sip. I literally loved writing from the very first time I read Nikki Giovanni's poetry. Loved it.
And how old was that? When was that?
I was, I think, 12 or 13. Loved it. Never really saw myself on paper before. I could smell the lotion between my grandmother's legs when she would braid my hair. When I read Nikki Giovanni, like, I love that. I want that. I want to write like that.
That if I dreamed natural dreams of being a natural woman, doing what a woman does when she is natural, I would have a revolution.
And when you say you want to write like that, I think for me, one of the most powerful things about Nikki Giovanni is she made the ordinary so beautiful. It was the place you wanted to be. Talking about the joy of killing a pregnant roach, you know?
Yeah. Yes, I know that joy. Yes.
There's actually a song on the album called Ode to Nikki.
That's right.
And what's really powerful about it is it's in the cadence of the way Nikki wrote. Can you tell us a little bit about this song? And then I want to play a little bit of it.
Very intentional. We lost her.
Yeah.
And she's literally my reason.
Ode to Nikki. I want to play a little bit of it, and we'll talk a little bit more about it on the other side.
Ode to Nikki. She is not trapped in a perpetual loop. They are not doing what they are used to. He is not sitting on the same concrete wishing. She is a living, alive Celestine prophecy. He can actually taste his own vibrancy. She is swaying to her symphony, rocking her hammock, feeling the breeze, self-motivating, self-satisfactioning, wonder-filled curiosity, exciting, cages crumbled, much pride, much humble, much fumbled. No more dumbing down for what, for who, exquisite views, intentional luxury, mind-bending the spoon, complex simplicity, simpatico, beautiful beings touched by the sun, redefining, shining, vibrating sonically. Easy, 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 easy.
We were talking about she has a way of giving permission to to find the beauty in just the ordinary things. And you were really young, so you were about 12 or 13 when you first found
Yes.
her. Do you remember what it was you were reading?
No, I honestly don't remember what it was. I should. I remember the pictures, and I remember how I felt. It was a book of poetry. I think it was tan colored. I should have it. It's probably been changed to different colors 1,000 times since. It's funny I don't have it. But my English teacher, her name was Fran Danish. She gave us a list of people to do an essay about. And I landed on Nikki Giovanni. And I just thought it was probably like some Italian guy or some Italian lady.
Yes.
And I found this poet. Ego tripping, obviously, was big for me, particularly in the quote unquote neo soul era. We were all discovering poets and having poetry slams
And this is the late 90s,
yeah,
2000.
no, early, yeah. Yes, late 90s, exactly. In college, I tried to get into her class and couldn't. I mean, I tried.
Yeah.
Oh, I tried. Couldn't get in that class. I never actually had a chance to shake her hand.
You never met her.
I never met her. But the impact is massive.
One of the things that I found remarkable as I was digging deeper into this new album is that it's come out on your Blues Babe Records. That is your label. You own this one completely. Has it offered you the freedom to be able to really sit in that pocket that you sit in that allows you to speak that truth in the way that you do?
Yes. Yes, everything has led me to this place. As this 53-year-old woman who is, maneuvering her career the way she wants to, how she wants to, when she wants to, for whom she wants to. This has all been a part of the plan I didn't know that was even happening. But I love it. This is, I guess, okay, how can I explain? The little girl in me has always wanted to be free. Free to sing on the bus. Free to give an old lady her seat. And enjoyed the feeling when other people would look. I enjoyed it. And say, that's a nice young girl.
She gave up her seat for this old lady.
And that made me feel good. And I like that. I'm the same little girl who read a poem for my 8th grade graduation and got a standing ovation. And I meant what I said. The school that I went to, it had air condition. It had carpets on the floor. It had lockers. It had lunch. And from the school that I had come from before, this was a revelation. This was everything. It set me up for wanting more, right? So that little girl who reads the poem and everybody stands up, and I'd never really done anything in public before, got this, yes, we hear you, we feel you, we understand it, we see it too. It let me know that I wasn't alone, that there are people who dream for real. They don't just say it. Like they dream and then they go and do the thing. There are people, and I'm calling them. This is what To Whom This May Concern is all about. It's that little girl mixed with some living, some choices. Being a daughter, my father passed, being a mother, my son is in this critical area, being a daughter as well to my mother, that's a whole other dynamic. Now I'm the leader in our household. You know, when my mother has been my mother, now I have to mother my mother. Like, ooh, a lot of stuff. I turned 50. There was a light that clacked loudly in my ears. And there's no going back. I'm here now. And I like this.
You're at this place of such beauty where you say, I am living the life I want to live. I am the age that I have always dreamed of being. But has it always been that way for you? Because life is about hills and valleys. And what makes this moment so sweet for those who might be feeling the same way you feel is the valleys that they had to go through prior to getting to this moment.
Mm-hmm. For me, it really is about the journey. I can't imagine. I would have listen. All that I wanted was a house on Spring Garden.
And that's in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
and what's Spring Garden like? What is that?
3-4 story homes. They have white marble steps with wrought iron banisters, tall ceilings with very intricate crown molding and hardwood floors. I mean, dream. I would walk by there real slow, you know, hoping that somebody would have their window or their door open so I could take a peek.
Yes.
That's not what I come from. But I wanted it. That's all I wanted. That was it. And I was going to sit on the steps with my cat, and I was going to drink coffee with my legs crossed. That was the dream.
Yes.
My crown molding is so beautiful. It's
Is there a moment when you realized
every
I'm
day,
here?
every day,
Yeah.
every day, every day, every day. Like I'm sure it's annoying. You know, I'm sure somehow, somewhere in somebody that this is annoying that anybody could feel so self-satisfied. I feel satisfied when so often everything seems so terrible. Relationships are bad, kids are bad, the system is bad, and it just it is. And it is. It really, really is. And there are people who live within the light that follow that inner voice, even when it sucks. They make terrible, wonderful mistakes and learn from them.
Let's talk a little bit about growing up in Philadelphia. You grew up primarily with your mom and your grandmother
Yes.
in North Philly.
Yes.
And this is not always the case, but the thing that I've been thinking about is some of the lessons that you learned by being in a multi-generational home of women. You're someone who exudes very much femininity and softness, but also kind of a way of being. You set this intention with every piece of music that you put out there. What was your multi-generational household like?
Good question. Very good question. First of all, full of love and humor. My mother and my grandmother both competed for my attention. Yep.
Through humor?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I've been beloved. Okay. So they competed for my attention. My grandmother was born in 1917. She had a whole bunch of stories. Bunches and bunches of stories. She's brown, so brown, and her skin texture was like a soft peach. Stunning. She looks very much like the actress. I think her name is Wunmi.
Oh, from Sinners.
Yes.
Uh-huh, yeah.
That's what my grandmother looked like. She's the one that it gave me God. My grandmother.
She introduced you to God.
Here.
Was she also a singer herself?
Yes, but only in private.
I think I've heard you say she sounded like Mahalia Jackson.
Something like that. It's just true. It was just true. Whatever it was. It's just sincere.
What were the other ways that your mom and grandma tried to get your attention, compete for your attention? That's an interesting thing because typically it's the other way around. The kid is trying to get the attention of the adults.
No. My grandmother was in the front room, my mother was in the back, and I could go and visit one, and then I had to go and visit the other, and then go visit the other, and that was my days, going back and forth, but they wouldn't come together. Now they worked together beautifully in creating a home. A home was very, very important to my grandmother and became very important to my mother as well. We lived in North Philadelphia. There were lots of RODENTSs.
What does that mean?
Rodents.
Yeah.
My mother fought them hand and nail.
Like literally,
Literally.
like mice and roaches.
Yes, that. Fought them hard, and she won. She got the house next door to us. It had been abandoned. It was one of the reasons why there was so much going on. Got that house, cleaned that house up. My mother, she's one of those like caregivers.
What did it mean to see your mom? So your mom, do you remember when she decided, I'm going to buy that house next door and I'm going to clean it up? And what you thought as a young girl watching your mom do that?
I just thought it was dope. These are the things I expect out of her. My mother will make you a pair of pants, She could do that. Make you a great soup that'll keep you full all day long. She could do that. So when she started doing drywall with people. A way to make money, but also to learn how to put up drywall. And then she started learning how to put down hardwood floors and then some plumbing. So she was hanging around some people that knew how to do some things.
Was this all in her day job? Because she was a dental hygienist too, right?
Right, for a while. She was a dental hygienist till I was about 14. But then, after that, it was, I'm going to do whatever I want. And that was a little tough because we didn't know, how we were eating. But she did what she wanted to do. And one of the things she wanted to do was clean up this house. It was important to her. And that's what she did.
Because all those rodents in an abandoned house is making it their way to your house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Was there a lot of music in your home? Or what?
There was some.
Uh-huh.
There was some. There were nights when my mother wanted to talk and she would play Millie Jackson. And we would drink Manischewitz. That was the thing.
What is that?
Manischewitz is like a Jewish wine. I think it's not very good. It's very sweet.
And how old were you?
I don't know, maybe 15, 16. Yeah. But having a little Manischewitz and listening to Millie Jackson or the Pointer Sisters. My mother's music was very rooted in womanhood. My grandmother's music was very rooted in Jehovah God. And my music was rooted in like verses. Hip hop,
right.
Storytelling.
Yes.
Nikki Giovanni. She opened the door. I never turned back.
When did you realize you could sing?
I think I always knew. it's just mine. It's just mine. This wonderful thing that will calm me down and give me peace and make me laugh and get the feelings out. Just mine.
But
I
do you remember
when
yeah.
other people,
Yes.
yeah, I was ninth grade. I did freshman day, and the initial audition, I had a drummer, and it was me and a drummer. We were doing Theme from Mahogany.
The
And
movie.
yes. Yeah. And all the kids were like, oh, because it felt like that, you know? Mr. Murphy, who gave me so much, did not like that and played the piano. And I was so disappointed because I really liked the fact that, you know, the kids, I went to all girls school, that all the girls were like, yeah, that's cool. But he took it and played the piano. And I sang it from a different place. It was so sincere. I remember feeling so sincere about those words. And then the place erupted. Everybody was on their feet.
They just thought
It was quiet first.
Yeah.
And I finished the line, and then silent, and then, wah! That was it. That was the moment. Like, oh, you like it too?
Because before then, you had been singing, but just singing to yourself, not in front of other people.
Not in front of other people.
Where would you sing?
Where my grandma sang, in the tub. And when you're cleaning, you know, or on my way to school, or, you know, on the bus, or at recess while playing rope, like, you know, everywhere. It's just, yeah, everywhere.
There's this story that Questlove from The Roots discovered you as part of the spoken word scene in Philadelphia. How do you remember it?
I was in a poetry reading. I had been doing it quite a bit. I had my feelings hurt, and my girlfriends were like, read poetry. And I was like, okay. So I wrote, and my girlfriends were like, you're a poet. And I was like, I'm a poet like Nikki Giovanni. I'm going to do it more. So I did it more, and started to make a little bit of a name for myself. And then Questlove came to a poetry reading. I think he was DJing. He might have been. I don't know. But he was there, and he asked me if I ever wrote songs. And I was like, yeah, I do. But I didn't. I lied.
You lied. What was it in you in that moment that made you say, yeah, I can? And how did that feel, knowing that, oh, you might be able to enter this world?
I didn't really think about the world. I just honestly enjoy what I was doing. And you mean there could be more of that? Oh, I would like more of that. So, so yeah, I went. You know, when he invited me to the studio to write a hook for them, sure, I'll go. I had been listening to Do You Want More faithfully. It was one of my favorite albums. Still is to this day. So, you know, this is a big deal to be asked by Questlove, you know, but it's also like Philly, because this is the guy that played, you know, on the street corner.
Right, you knew him at that time.
I didn't know him.
But you knew of him.
I
That's
knew
what I
them.
mean.
I knew of them.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't necessarily assert myself in these places. It has to be organic for me so that it's real.
So you entered that studio and then you started writing.
Yeah.
And there's this song, You Got Me, was your first real songwriting credit,
Yep.
a song that you sang for The Roots. But the version that we heard was Erykah Badu's version, your voice on it. Take us back to that moment.
What?
To that time period when you wrote the song, did you record the track? You recorded the track?
Yes. It all happened in one day, like one afternoon. I went to the studio, Sigma Sound, and Scott Storch and I were talking, hanging out.
And who's that, just for folks who don't know?
Scott Storch is a big-time producer now, okay?
Yeah.
Big time. And at the time, he was playing keys for The Roots. So we go into the studio, and it was very simple. He started playing a melody. I sang the words. He said, "Can you record that?" And I said, "Okay." Recorded it. And we went to lunch. We went to an Italian restaurant. I kind of forgot all about it. I don't know why, but I did. Either they liked it or they didn't.
Yes.
And they liked it. So I heard through the grapevine, I was told that they liked it, that they were going to use it. Then I heard it was a single. I was like, it's a single? Oh my God, that's crazy. I can't believe this is happening to me. And then I was on 22nd Street. I was looking for like beauty supplies or walking by the beauty supply places. And I heard the song and I was like, oh, this is the song. And it wasn't my voice. And I was like, who? And then I knew who it was. I listened a little more. I was like, that's Erykah Badu. That's Erykah Badu. I made it.
So you weren't feeling like, why isn't that my voice? You were feeling, oh my gosh, Erykah Badu is singing my words.
I got about 14 good seconds. Wait a minute, what happened? That's not me. And then I realized it was way bigger than that. Like way bigger. This is a door. A door has opened. And Erykah will tell you herself, she doesn't sing anybody else's music. She doesn't sing what anybody else writes. I didn't know that either.
So knowing that, what does that mean to you, knowing that she doesn't sing anyone else's music, but she was singing your words?
I'm telling you, it's really ridiculous.
Well, you eventually ended up
Woke up
touring.
in the morning feeling fresh to death. I'm so blessed. Yes. Like,
well, you eventually ended up touring with the Roots, and
yes.
Then you were singing every night, every city that you went to. You got me.
Got a chance to learn.
Yeah.
If you worried about where I've been or who I saw, what club I went to with my homies, baby, don't worry, you know that you got me. If you worried about where...
And almost lost that job because I had a manager who wanted to make money. And it's not that I didn't want to make money, but I'm singing one hook on one song. You know what I mean? How much can you really ask somebody to pay you to sing one hook? And I'm getting an opportunity to see places I've never been. I haven't traveled much. I don't have the money, But now I'm getting to go from city to city and see these venues. And I'm performing in front of people. And it's a lot more than poetry readings, But luckily, we fixed that. We had to part ways, she and I. But because,
And you went on tour.
Yeah, I went on tour.
And did you write your first album while you were on tour?
I think I had already been working on an album. Nope. Because when You Got Me came out, that gave me the confidence, to go ahead and do this. I had been calling producers and musicians for 6-7 months. I don't know how long, but a long time. I was waiting for somebody to call me back so that maybe I could write some songs for them. And that was the goal,
to be a songwriter.
Yeah. I liked it. It fit me. And I figured if I could talk to the person, the artist, and they could tell me some things about their life, I can paint for them. And that was the goal.
One of the things about the first album, too, is that it felt very Philadelphia. There's so much sensory there around Philadelphia. And so now being away from Philly and going back to it and being able to travel the world and live in lots of places, how do you see, when you go back home to Philadelphia, what are the things that you feel and see as the woman you are now?
I see that I worked a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like I worked there. Oh, I worked there. I worked there.
Oh, yeah, you're driving down the street?
I worked there.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember I worked there. Yeah, it's a lot of that. I had a lot of jobs.
Like what kind of jobs?
Oh, I sold clothes. I scooped ice cream. I worked in telemarketing, did a bunch of different clothing stores, different levels. One of them was a store called City Blue, and that was like jeans and drug dealers. And the other one was like rich ladies. It was called Cachet. And they would come in and spend thousands of dollars. And I got, what was a commission, and that made me happy. Yeah, and a lot of different stores like that. A lot, I had a lot of jobs. I did demolition for a while.
Demolition?
I couldn't find a job, and I needed to make some money.
What kind of demolition?
At the time, they were emptying out a basement. So jackhammers and sledgehammers going through walls. I left pretty dirty, and I liked it.
I'm hearing your mama in you. She's doing drywall. You're doing
Yes.
demos. Yeah.
Yes. It takes a lot of things to make a thing. A lot of things to make a person. A lot of entities that come along. My mother being the way she is and doing the things she did. My grandmother being the way she was. My grandfather loving my grandmother so beautifully and out loud in front of me. It did something. Watching my uncle love his wife, but call her Pig. That was her name. Her nickname was Pig. What is nice about that? But she would say, "Oh, David." And I loved it. I loved it. I loved going to concerts in Philadelphia. People really appreciate music. They would laugh and dance and have their arms in the air and hump. And I was like, oh, music. All of these things. So when I go home to Philadelphia, it's a rush of everything that's made me. Every single thing. Waiting for that damn bus. Waiting for that bus, and the snow was collecting around my ankles, and they should call off school, but they're not. All of the things, having to navigate not getting jumped, by a group of girls that just don't like you for whatever reason they've decided. Like having to navigate around that, like really think, how am I going to get where I need to go without crossing these people, because there's too many of them, and I don't want to go to jail.
Oh, you had some real girl experiences, city girl experiences.
Yes.
Yeah. Was there a time when someone broke your jaw?
Yes. So he didn't break it, just knocked it off the hinge.
What's the difference?
There's a little hinge right here on your jaw.
What happened?
I was coming up from the subway.
And how old were you?
Maybe 15 or 16.
So were you singing about that time?
No.
You hadn't started singing yet?
I sang for freshman day, but I didn't do it again.
Okay.
Something happened. I didn't mention that. Something happened during freshman day. After the applause, all of a sudden people were a little different towards me. And I wasn't ready for it, and I didn't like it. So
different in what way?
A little too Joe smooth, a little too Joe friendly. It was, at the time I didn't understand what was happening. I was quiet. I'm a writer. I found my way around spaces. I hung with everybody, from the goth kids to the writers, to the actors, to the people in the choir, to the science nerds. I mean, I kind of moved around quietly. And then all of a sudden, I sang a song, and everybody was like, and I wasn't ready. I didn't know what to do with that. Like, what's up? I'm trying to,
right.
maneuver the stuff that I have going on in my life, but it felt like a lot. So I pulled back. Then I tried outside of school. I got in a couple of girls groups, and they kicked me out. They said I was weird over and over, like every time.
How did you interpret that? What did weird mean?
I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Maybe you didn't fit the mold of a girl group.
I guess not.
Member?
I wasn't the aesthetic. So, did a couple of those, and then eventually found my way to poetry, and then, writing a hook, and then writing songs. And
I asked you about your jaw coming off.
you did.
Yeah.
So I was coming up the steps. I was working at an ice cream parlor. I'd gone to, my mother had got me this really cute outfit from the thrift store. It was so different. I loved it. I got my check cashed. And I went to Benetton and I bought myself a book bag. Oh boy. And I was coming up the steps. I was having the best day ever. Made my own money, spent my own money, got this outfit on. And I saw a girl standing at the top of the steps. And I thought something, but I didn't let it linger long enough. I got to the steps and top of the steps and she said, I like your chain. And then snatched it off my neck. It was so thin that it kind of like held onto the skin. Some little boy gave it to me. But it was so disrespectful that now I have to do something. I was mad about that. Had she just taken the chain and ran, I would have been okay. But the fact that she stood there in my face, like...
What did you do?
I put my stuff down and I whooped her ass. That's what I did.
This in PR, so you whooped her
tail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grabbed my her earrings and I put them between my fingers and I was punching. I lost myself. And there was two girls running towards me and I thought, oh no, they're with her. And then I'm fighting three girls. And it seemed like it went on for a long, long time. Like, why is this? Nobody's helping me. It's like 4:00 in the afternoon. Somebody should help me. Nobody is. And then I see a guy coming and I thought, oh, thank God, somebody. But instead of helping me, he grabbed me by my really cute thrift shop top, pulled me up as high as he could and punched me, uppercutted me in my jaw and knocked it off the hinge. The little hinge, he knocked it off and it just hung there. And they all ran away together. And I had my cousin's earrings on. They didn't take my earrings. I still had my Benetton bag. My outfit is ripped to shreds. All my chest is bloody. I have a black eye at least. And my jaw's hanging off the edge. So I grabbed all of my stuff and I waited for the bus because I still got to get home. Still got to get home.
So you made it home?
Yeah, I made it home. Nobody gave me a seat on the bus.
So you stood.
I stood.
So you stood all the way home.
I stood bleeding with a black eye and my jaw hanging off the hinge.
What? I mean, that's a story that has to wrap up in something beautiful or maybe not. Just a lesson, just is. What did you take from that experience?
That sometimes fixing a thing is worse than the actual thing. My mother put my jaw back on the hinge. I still remember the sound.
At home. You're at home. She sees your jaw.
Yeah.
And then she tries to get it back in place.
She didn't try.
She did.
My mother's a healer.
Yeah.
Let her touch a thing. She'll figure out how to fix it. Also, she left work before it actually happened. My mother's job was at greater distance than my school to home. So she left work before it happened in order to get home around the exact same time I did. I just got barely through the door and closed the door behind me. My grandmother was on her way down the steps saying, oh my God. My mother runs and opens the door. Boom! Now, we didn't play that. My grandmother had silk wallpaper. You do not allow the door to hit the wall, okay? My mother came in that door. Boom! What's wrong? She looked at me. We went in the kitchen. My grandmother started praying. My mother left herself. Is the only way that I could describe it. She listens. She listens for what hurts. I don't know how to explain that, but that's what it looks like to me. She listens. Found that jaw, and then pop, popped it back. I remember the sound.
Do you remember the feeling?
I'm really gifted in that way. I think I passed out.
Yeah.
I think I passed out. Yeah.
She put it back and you said the lesson you learned is that sometimes it's better to leave something than to try to.
Sometimes the fixing hurts worse than the mistake or whatever the issue is.
And that was the case in this case.
But it's worth it.
What a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
What a lesson. You had to go through what your mother did to you on the other side of that.
All of that was awful. You know, the girl and then the other two girls and then the guy and catching the bus and not getting a seat and nobody cared and, you know, all of the things. My favorite little outfit, like all of the things, you know. But that fixing?
What an experience. Do you have any like residue from that? Any jaw pain? Anything that happened on the other side of that? Did you ever see a doctor on this other side of it?
I didn't have to see a doctor. My mother's amazing.
Yeah.
Every now and then for a couple of years when it rained, my jaw would hurt. But that's over.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So once you started getting deep into your performing and you understand yourself to be an artist, you wrote this really amazing remake of the Star-Spangled Banner.
I did.
And a video of the performance that you did at the Essence Fest in 2023, it comes up every now and then on social media. A few months ago, it was back being viral again. I think that people come to it when we are at moments of unrest in the country, and it kind of makes its way again. You were 19 years old when you wrote this, and I want to play a bit of it. Let's listen.
Say, can you see by the blood in the streets that this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat and bare hands. But you'll die in this place, and your memory erased. Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight? This is not the land of the free, but the home of the slave.
That was my guest, Jill Scott, performing at Essence Fest in 2023. You end that by saying this is the home of the slave. Tell me a bit about what spurred you to sit down and write that at 19 years old.
I don't know exactly. I don't remember what it was that made me write it. I'm mostly amazed at what made me sing it now. made me sing it years and years later.
Because had you been
30.
singing it prior?
No, in a different way. In
Yeah.
a different way. I kind of was playing with different kinds of music. It was more of a rock song than anything else. So every now and then it would come out, but it was never bare. It was never nude like it was then. I'm a writer. And it took a lot at the 4th of July event to sing that.
You said what made you were thinking about what made you decide to sing it then and the way that you sang it. It was 2023.
I still wonder what was it that made me do it. I don't know. I think I just was so frustrated. Just so frustrated. And I knew I wasn't lying. I mean, it's a couple years later. Oh, say, can you see by the blood in the street? That this place doesn't smile on you, colored child? I could have said a lot of things. I said colored. It's a big spectrum. Whose blood built this land? What is America without the Chinese on the railroad? What is America without, all that free labor? And then please include all the other people that have contributed to this country in so many ways. Whose blood built this land? People died here.
I said
with sweat and their bare hands. But you'll die in this place and your memory erased. Look at what's happening. Look at it. I know that people went immediately to African Americans being enslaved. I'm talking to all of us. Every kind of person you are. There's something here. And we can discuss it, many other times, but there is an oppression. And we're in a place that just needs us to purchase ourselves to death.
Many people think it's sacrilegious to change even a word from the Star-Spangled Banner.
But they never really finished the song. There is a whole other verse of this song about something. I would think it was the no hunt or grave could ever free the slave or something along those lines. The stuff has underbellies. Well, we're not interested in the underbelly. And guess what else? I risked a lot to share that. That's what I meant when I said, I don't even know why. I don't know. I had to.
When you say you risked a lot,
yes.
Just knowing that it's a song
I got death threats. I've got whole hours of blogs with people being very, very ugly towards me. There was a lot of stuff about race, and I was talking about us as an American society on a whole.
How do you handle the vitriol?
And then 2 weeks later, folks were back singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
It lasted 2 weeks. I think Flavor Flav was the person that came back, the black person that came and sang the national anthem again. And I was like, this was tough. This was tough. But this is what we do here as artists. We're not going to always say the nice thing.
You feel like that's your purpose.
I do. I do. I'm a writer. That's what I do.
Before I let you go, I got to talk to you a bit about your acting career. Why Did I Get Married Again? It's coming to Netflix later this year. It's the third film in the franchise. It's nearly 2 decades after the original. And you play Sheila again, the character who was married to this man who is just ridiculous. He openly ridiculed your weight and treated you like you were lucky to have him. You have said that the filming of that original was one of the hardest experiences of your career, that Tyler Perry directed that set by having extras hurl insults at you night after night to provoke that raw emotion that we see in your performance. And now you're back to playing her again. Tell me about why it was the hardest moment and one of the hardest moments in your career to sit in that.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
No. People made it a lot more than what it was. I did not enjoy that. That was not a favorite for me.
Yep.
To be verbally accosted by strangers at work. No, I did not enjoy that. But being in Botswana in 109 degree temperature with a fat suit on, saying words like Kilokulela, that was hard.
Oh, let's talk about this. So you played Precious.
That was hard.
You played Precious in the HBO series, The #1 Ladies Detective Agency. And that's what you're talking about. You traveled to Botswana to play that character. It was based on Alexander McCall Smith's novel set in Botswana. And just to let the audience know, the story follows this woman who, after her father dies, gains an inheritance of his to open the first female-run detective agency. And she is deeply intuitive. She knows this world. She's able to get into it and solve cases. I actually want to play a clip where your father has just died and you're talking with your friend about what you want to do with your life. And you say you want to help people solve mysteries. Let's listen.
Every man I am meeting wants me to change something. I prefer to fix things myself.
And what brings you to Gaborone?
I've just sold my father's cattle, so I'm looking for a nice house in the city, and then I will find an office and start my own business.
And what business is that?
I'm going to open a detective agency.
Real?
Era.
And then the bad men better watch out. What?
Those are the very same words my father said to me when I told him.
That was my guest, Jill Scott, in the HBO's #1 Ladies Detective Agency, playing Precious, who owns a detective agency. And hear little baby Jill's voice. You can hear how light it was in it.
So young. Oh my gosh.
But the accent, how did you perfect that accent?
Oh, they worked on me.
Yeah.
I think, well, when I got there, I realized I was tutoring. I was being tutored by a coach, a dialect coach. Got there and realized my accent was actually Zim.
It wasn't even the right dialect.
It wasn't the right dialect at all. So I had to unlearn and relearn. And I had a group of women, I would just call them a tribe of elder women, and they would like pound me. And if I got something wrong, you'd hear, and I was like, oh no, went through every line, wrote it in phonetics so that I could understand and say it properly, practiced so much. It was an incredible experience. I just took my son for his 13th birthday to Botswana because he had to be there. I was pregnant with him.
While you were there,
While
shooting.
I was there. In a fat suit in 109 degree weather. Yes, that was a challenge. That was tough.
What a shame that it was only a season.
It was a crying shame. I loved it because people had an opportunity to see that Africa, well, I'll just say it like that, isn't just war. Mm-hmm. And famine and, AIDS.
And it was only one season because
Anthony Minghella passed.
he passed away.
Sidney
Yeah.
Pollack passed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I shot up until 7 months of pregnancy. And then after that, I was like, okay, guys.
So in some of those episodes, you're 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is why for his 13th birthday, my son, I had to take him to Botswana because we don't have a rite of passage as, African Americans. We called it a bro mitzvah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he had an opportunity to sleep and hang out under the Kalahari night, the stars, and eat delicious foods and meet people from all over the world, and particularly from Botswana. They just welcomed him beautifully. It was great.
You know, Jill, your first album came out in 2000 when I was coming into myself as a woman. And it was like, wow, who is Jill Scott? Who is Tonya Mosley? You know? And I just want to thank you for all of what you have put out in the world. You've allowed me to see myself. And it's a beautiful thing.
And
I don't even have the words to tell you. Just this experience has been enough for me to, I'll cherish it.
I'm telling you, I really love this auntie life.
Yeah.
Wherever I can help, I am into it. Wherever I can help, especially when it comes to, I've learned this, when somebody wants something from you, you give them a task. If they handle the task and do it well, then you can proceed. But other than that, people talk a lot. Oh, I want to do this. I want to be this. I want to go here. Let me see what you do. If you do the thing.
Do you do that? Because I'm sure you have a lot of young artists and singers who come to you because they want advice from you. Is that what you do?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see what you do. This is my pay you on Tuesday. This is how I've learned to navigate.
What do you have them do?
Whatever I need them to do.
Yeah.
Whatever I need them to do.
Yes.
Whether it is to learn an album or listen to an album, whether it is Aretha Frank. Are we recording?
We're still recording.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin sent me to get her 2 hot dogs with cooked onions and mustard.
You met her. You told her you loved her.
Yes.
And then she said what?
Go to the corner and get me 2 hot dogs with cooked onions and mustard. And I went.
Yes.
Okay, I think I had the #1 album in the country
At
the
that time.
Yes. And I went to the corner and I got those hot dogs and I brought them back. And I, just waited. I don't even think she ate them.
What did that teach you?
Well, I would, one, say be nicer to people, but 2, you got to earn your stripes.
Yep. Totally.
Then I was like, oh, I wanted her to be nicer to me, to embrace me, to tell me that, give me some advice and hold my hand a little bit. But that's not what happened. Okay. Now I am that woman to a certain degree. And now I just have a task for you. I want to see what you're going to do. Don't waste it. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. It's too valuable. And I like this. This is the auntie portion. She's a little tougher. And I like that part. This is good for me. It's good for you too if you want it.
Absolutely.
If you want it. I'm very grateful to be a part of so many people's maturation. There's nothing wrong with being mature. There is nothing wrong with growing up.
Jill Scott, this has been such a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you so much for your time and for your music and your art.
Thank you. You're welcome.